Sheer amount of new and memorable characters that Ram V was able to introduce in this series is hopefully something that will be studied and co-opted by fledgling comic book writers for the future. I think that the success of these characters, first of all, can be attributed to their diversity of design. With the entire Orgham family, for instance, having their own unique Asmer-induced powers and costumes, such as the Wolf Warrior Tenclaw, the body-manipulating Fleshcrafter, and the many-eyed telepathic Serpent Woman. Cleverly, these characters feel somewhat familiar with their interwoven lore with another famous Batman family, hailing from the same region of the mythological desert as the Al Ghuls. The foremost characteristic that made the Orgham family characters so exciting and interesting is their tenacity and intelligence. From their arrival into Gotham until practically the last issue, the Orghams had the upper hand. They came ready, with a plan that on its surface didn't even appear all that sinister. The earnest revival of Gotham's poorest sectors? Yeah, what a bunch of assholes. It's the kind of philanthropy that Bruce Wayne should have implemented years ago if he has the means. Instead of presenting the Orgham family and all their peculiarities up front, Ram V allowed the reader to uncover more and more of their secrets with a slowly developing narrative. Beginning, the Orghams appeared to be a relatively ordinary, upper-class foreign crime family, with a penchant for strange masks and rituals. But by story's end, we see them in an entirely new light, revealed to be the ancient inhuman monsters that they always were. What's more, the revealed history of their relationship to Ra's al Ghul feels like a plot thread that should have developed years ago. The fable-like idea of the lost city in the desert with untold riches and strange machinations was particularly alluring. And the two implements brought forth from this region, the Lazarus Pit and the Thelamus Engine, are certainly iconic pieces of DC lore. As is always the case, it was so rewarding learning so much intimate knowledge about each member of the Orgham family. It certainly aided in raising the stakes of their takeover of Gotham. The build-up to issue 1074 with Arzen shockingly poisoning the Batman with the Asmer vapor, I detested him more, and yet, in this final issue, I found myself sorry for him, rooting for him even, which is certainly the mark of a great, complex villain. I honestly love to see Arzen and other members of the Orgham family return in later issues of Detective Comics in order to explore their futures in the wake of this fundamental defeat. Overall, if I had to pinpoint my favorite aspect of this tech series, I would have to remark on the series' aesthetic and tone. While the majority of Batman media these days focuses on the extended Bat family or on Batman as a technological genius fighting world-ending threats with the Justice League, I, and hopefully many other fans, have been yearning for mainstream Batman media to return to the evocative thematic details that make Batman so iconic. Batman as a symbol of fear to criminals and a symbol of hope to the disenfranchised. Batman who broods in the rain. Batman drawn with an artistic, bizarre flourish. That's right, I'm talking about long cape, long ears. This run of Detective Comics ultimately delivered is actually a magical combination of both popular depictions of Batman, but with a decidedly more ideological, artful edge. This intent became particularly evident as the story progressed towards Batman's trials in the desert, with multiple issues exploring an elusive, imaginative, metaphorical dreamscape, as Bruce battled with the personification of the Bat-Demon Barbatos within himself and the encroaching Asmer. We also saw the fitting inclusion of far-reaching magical characters like Dr. Hurt, who would not have been nearly as effective in a more modern, traditional Batman story. Finally, we have to talk about the Batman suit design in the final issues of this operatic arc. This feels like the cherry on top of the already delicious direction from Ram V. The suit goes largely unexplained, but is such a bold, creative choice that marks this series visually in the annals of Detective Comics history even more overtly. The suit depicts a red bat symbol more akin to the demon Barbatos, dripping down the front like a tale of spilt blood. Additionally, the arms of the suit are wrapped in cloth tape, as opposed to the sleek, evolving battle armor of modern Batman comics. It is clear from the suit alone that this is a Batman who has been on a harrowing, spiritually altering journey, that at last wants to strip away all pretense and just beat the shit out of you no matter what it takes. He's legitimately scary. Okay, now it's time to delve more specifically into the finale issue, Detective Comics issue 1089. Issue 1089 sees the Batman clad in his bleeding Barbatos bat suit. I don't know what it's actually called, but I call dibs on that trademark. Battling against the demonic Daria Orgum, who in Asmer form looks like one of those aliens from the Quiet Place films. As Batman's fists land again and again, he monologues to himself, reflecting on the journey that has brought him here. He does not see the thing that I have mangled myself into. How long can Batman keep at it, she asks. How can I possibly hope to win? Such a naive fragility, the desire to win. True monsters never lose. Which, objectively, may just be the coolest fucking Batman quote ever recorded. Also is a succinct summation of this entire series' intent. Because throughout this series we have seen Batman forced to reckon with his own selfish morality, his own fearsome image, grappling with the idea and literal reality of becoming a monster in order to realize his once altruistic goals. However, the Batman's very return to Gotham and his stance against the manipulative Orgum regime is proof that he has retained himself. A man, yes, but also a passionate, indomitable, formidable force, more unique and painfully born than any monster that stalks the night. As Batman stares down the Orgum Queen, he is surprised by the appearance of Talia and Arzen Orgum, who she resurrected with the Lazarus Pit after he was betrayed and murdered by his own mother. Arzen wields the music box that reduces Daria to her questionably mortal form, as revenge for his father, who he now knows Daria orchestrated the murder of. I'm sorry, guys. There's gonna be a part 3. I'm trying to talk fast. I'm sorry.